And everybody liked Sean Cassidy because he was sexy. He's a sexy boy. I thought he was sexy. I thought he was really sexy. I was 6 years old. But I already had inappropriate sex feelings for teenage boys when I was 6. I was an old soul.
Hello, we are
Hi,
coming
everyone.
back after a short while.
Yes, I'm still Weronika and that's still Waldemar. And we're continuing with,
Why did you assume that?
well, you didn't move. I think changing your name and identity requires some movement.
Yeah, this is Sincerely Part 2, Louis C.K. We've just seen Part 1. It's on the channel. If you're here by accident, then please watch the first part first, then come back here. Yeah?
Yep, let's go.
I was in upstate New York in a small town, and I was standing in front of a drugstore. And in the window of the drugstore, they had a wheelchair on display in the window. Is that really an impulse purchase? I should get a wheelchair. That would really help with my paralysis. Then I wouldn't have to drag myself
Oh my god.
everywhere I go, like I've been doing for 10 years since my legs were blown off at the marathon.
It's about the
I remember. But I don't like that it's post 10 years.
Okay. Bunch of fucking hypocrites, apparently. Because, let me point some out to you. Motherfuckers. You were just, like, seconds ago, laughing at a man with no legs crawling on the ground. You're just... And then at the end, you're like, oh, but not those particular legless people. No. We thought...
Yeah, when we watched, what was that? The video about the US states, you remember?
Yeah, I do.
And I made the joke about the fire in California, and many people were like, oh, how could you?
To be honest, to our viewers and to you, I disagree. I think people were, because we weren't aware of how big of a problem the fires were. And they were, like, really a lot of the problem. And we said, like, did someone die? And so many people died. And so many animals died. So I think in that context...
yes, I know. But on the other hand, we are mostly watching the stand-up on this channel. And it's a very dark stand-up very often. And I never could understand when it's a proper moment for joking about something. There is this guy, Pete Davidson, and his father died in 9/11. And he made this part of his normal stand-up.
No, it's his dad, so...
Yeah, but other people are also joking about it. When he was on the roast and they were joking about it. And, like, you can joke about things, but if they are far away from you. Like, we watched Jim Jeffries about Iraq and about shooting guy on Iraq. And if it's in Iraq, then it's fine to laugh about it. If we are, laughing about North Korea, then it's fine because it's far away from us. And I don't understand this border, I don't know how to call it, when it's fine and when it's not fine. Like, how many time has to pass? How many kilometers or how many miles it has to be away from us?
I don't really think it's about distance. I think in our case, it was because if you're ignorant about an issue, you shouldn't go around and make a joke because you have to be... I'm not saying careful, but you have to be in good taste. So if you have no idea about something and then you make a joke about it, you come out looking like an idiot. But if you are educated about it and then you make the kind of informed decision to make a joke about it, that's a bit different. Because then we have this common understanding. Yeah, we know this was a horrible thing, 9/11 that happened.
I knew that people died in this fire. In what fire people don't die?
Yeah, well, I didn't know that so many people died. I don't think you did.
Or there is this joke from Jimmy Carr about mosquito nets. You remember?
Yeah, that's a funny joke.
Why? Because it's in Africa?
For me, really, the only difference is that
every day people are dying because of AIDS in Africa. Every day,
yeah, no, I do.
Probably
I
now
know.
we are having this conversation. Probably someone died during this
Yeah, but
conversation.
I don't mind it. I don't mind dark humor. I just mind not knowing something about an issue and then like restoring to making a joke about it. I think that's not okay. But once you
But do you think Jimmy Carr is updated every day about the data about AIDS? He's
No,
like,
but I think he has-
so how that many today? Okay, so now I can make the joke because if I hadn't checked it out today and I didn't know how many people had died to date, then I couldn't have
that's
made this joke.
absolutely not what I'm saying.
That's exactly what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
Where do we draw the line? That's what I don't understand.
I thought you meant just some asshole with a childhood disease and then at the end you're like, oh, but not those particular legless people. No. We thought you meant just some asshole with a childhood disease who deserves to be laughed at. Not one of those. Now we're laughing at all legless people equally. However you lost your legs. Ha ha ha. You haven't legs. And we've legs. I have legs. I have 2 legs. 2 fucking legs. That's the maximum amount. I fucking love having 2 legs. I fucking love it. I wouldn't like having no legs. I really don't think I would like it. I think it would suck. I think it would suck shit out of the balls of Christ.
What?
It's an old Southern expression. It's not
Is it?
used
Is
like
it really?
used to be. I think 2 legs is better than none. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. It's not popular. You're not supposed to say that because you're supposed to always be very positive about disabled people. But I think that puts pressure on them to be positive. What if they don't want to be? Because the only story we want to hear is about the amazing disabled people. He's amazing. He lost his legs and then he won the leg-having contest. What about disabled people who aren't amazing? Who are just ordinary with a sweatshirt and some potato chips and he's going, fuck, I wish I had legs. No, this is better. It's better with no legs. Why is it better? Because you can do anything now. I can do 4 things. Fuck off. I just don't know that our positive, non-disabled attitude really helps. Like retarded people. We're going to talk about retarded people for 20 minutes. That's what's going to happen. We're going to discuss retarded people for 20 minutes. It's not okay to never speak of them. No, we're going to talk about them. First of all, I want to talk about the word retarded, okay? Because the word retarded, it's a bad word, and people do not like the word retarded. They find it very offensive. Now, I'm a little confused by this, because it wasn't always a bad word. And I grew up in the 70s, and it wasn't bad back then. And most bad words were always bad. You know, cunt never had a day in the sun. There was never a time where the Santa Claus at the mall was like, come here, you little cunt, tell me what you want for Christmas. And then in the 90s, we're like, let's lay off a cunt a little bit there, gang. No, we used the word retarded in the 70s. We used it to identify people who were retarded. It wasn't controversial. It wasn't like, he's retarded. It was like, he is retarded. This fellow right here is retarded, right? I told you, yes, you're still retarded. He is retarded, everyone. And I grew up in Boston. We didn't say retarded in Boston. We said retarded. He's retarded. God bless him, he's fucking retarded. That's
Can you hear the
the way we used it.
monetization go away from the video?
With love. Help the retarded. That's what people said in the 70s. Help the retarded. There was a lady outside the supermarket near my house every Christmas with a bell. She was like, help the retarded. Help the fucking retarded. You gonna tell me she was a bad person? She was helping the retarded. And I feel like we had more of them around back then. I haven't seen one in years. In the 70s, there was a retarded guy in a windbreaker on every street corner. We were using the word, and they were more in our lives. I swear to God, they were more. They were in our culture. There was TV movies about retarded people all the time. Tonight on ABC, a retarded boy's dream. There was one I remember with Sean Cassidy. I don't know if you remember Sean Cassidy. Some of you too young. But Sean Cassidy, he began his career as a teen pop idol. He was a 13-year-old boy with a very hit song called Da Do Run Run. And he had feathered blonde hair and juicy lips. And he's on the cover of Teen Beat magazine, like. And everybody liked Sean Cassidy because he was sexy. He's a sexy boy. I thought he was sexy. I did. I thought he was really sexy. I was 6 years old. But I already had inappropriate sex feelings for teenage boys when I was 6. I was an old soul. I was a pedophile when I was 6. I used to go to teenage boys when I was 6, like, hey, how's it going? That kid's weird. He's got a boner. Anyway. Not anymore. I outgrew it. But
No.
I'm not sexually attracted to teenage boys. I'm not. But I don't not get it. I mean, I get it. I'm not like, what? Like, you can see it. Like, I was in an airport once, and I'm walking along where people walk in the airport, and there's these chairs facing the aisle, and there's this family sitting there, a mom and a dad and 2 teenage boys, and they're like just both sitting with their phones with their legs. They're wearing like these shorts. One had cut-off shorts, and one had basketball shorts. And they both just had their legs open because they don't give a fuck. Both legs just splayed, and then just smooth, you know, just very. And I saw it.
I'm disturbed.
It didn't do anything to me. But I kind of wanted to stop and go, hey, fellas, let's close that shit up, huh? You're not getting me, but I know you're causing a problem for somebody in this airport. Let's close it up. I did not say that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Anyway, let's return to the comfortable subject of retarded people, shall we? So Sean Cassidy. Sean Cassidy was a teen singer who then grew up. He was about 18. Now he was, old and gross. Nobody wanted to fuck him. So he started to act. And he had a movie on TV called Normal People, where he played a retarded man who wants to live a normal life. It was very inspiring, actually. And at one point, he didn't do like a big retarded character. He wore thick glasses. He talked like Elmer Fudd. That was the whole thing. So he goes up to the guy who runs the group home he lives in, and he says, I want to get a job. And the guys who runs it is like, Republican conservative. So he's like, you can't get a job. You're retarded, But then there's a liberal lady who works there, and she says, of course he can get a job. He's as good as anyone. So they let him get a job as an air traffic controller, whatever was available. And then...
Oh, God.
He meets a woman who's also retarded who lives at the group home. He falls in love with her. It's a very nice love story. And he says, we want to get married. And the guy says, she said, but they're in love. So they get married. And then one day he says, we want to have a baby. And the liberal lady says, no fucking way. And they just shut them down right there. And that's the end of the movie. I swear to God, that's just how it ends. And the point of the movie is just, hey, there's a limit. Like, that's, I guess, what the point of it was. And that's pretty intense. But hey, retarded people were on television. We were talking about it. We were dealing with it. And they said the word retarded about 50,000 times in the movie. Now we don't say the word, and I don't see them anywhere. I guess that's my problem with it. And also, the word is not basically a bad word. It's a medical term. But it became a bad word because it's used as an insult, really. Not towards retarded people. Nobody does that. Nobody calls retarded people retarded to insult them. What would be the point of that? It'll be like going up to a chair and saying, "You're a fucking chair." Like, what are you doing? No. People use it on their friends. Like, you're at a bar, your friend's like, "I don't have any more money for beer." And you're like, "You're fucking retarded. Do you know that?" And in that moment, no one retarded is insulted. They're not. Do you know why? Because they're not there. Because we don't include them in our lives. They're not at the bar. How many of you have a retarded drinking buddy that you hang out with? No, you take them to the zoo when they're little and then fuck them. This is what I find confusing about this thing, is that we told many generations of people that they are retarded. We told them that that's what they are, and they lived with it, and they dealt with it. And then we just decided it's a bad word. So did we tell them this? Did we go back to them and explain this to them? Listen, Nelson, I have something to tell you. You're not retarded anymore. You mean I'm cured? No. No. No, we're not even working on it.
Oh my God.
I thought it's gonna be like a continuation of the
I
first
thought so
part,
too.
but I think this is just two random clips because there is this advertisement on the bottom to buy whole special.
Yeah, and I think it's not even one directly after the
No,
another.
I don't think so.
No.
I remember a funny story I wanted to share with you about the word retarded. When I was going to school, you call it middle school. I was like 13, 14, I think, and I have the dysgraphia. I don't know if you call it in English dysgraphia. There are people who are dyslexic.
Yeah, dysgraphic, I think. I think that's
There
what
is the
we
word
call it,
dyslexic, right, in
Yeah,
English.
there is.
So there are people who are dyslexic who are dyslexic.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are making all those spelling mistakes. And I have the dysgraphia, that it means that I have a very bad handwriting. But somehow it's like the same group of things.
It's like learning difficulties in a way.
Yeah, and I had this special program that I attended to in this school, and it was funded from the budget from the European Union.
Mhm.
And me and my couple of my friends, we were going on those extra classes. Technically, I mean, I have no memory of being there once, but technically I was part of this program. It was like most of those things. It was just a tool to get some money for the school from the European Union to create some phantom classes that no one ever attended to. But technically, they are there.
Mhm.
Those are the people who are going there, and they have so much help because of that. So thank
Mhm.
you for your money, European Union. So it was like a couple of months already that I had those classes, which I've never seen on my eyes. And then there was this meeting with like all those important people from my city. There was the mayor. They were the people from like different schools
Mhm.
that came for this meeting. And my teacher, who was supposed to like have those classes with us, was like very unprepared for this meeting. And it was I remember it was everything was done in a hurry, and she invited me and my friend to come as the representatives of this group of people who attended these classes. And she didn't prepare anything for us to say, and she was in a hurry, so she said, "Oh, so everyone will have to get up and say something about because there were different groups of people. We were the dyslexic group."
Mhm.
But there are other groups of people who had some money from the European Union, like, I don't know, musicians, sports people, blah, 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 blah. And us, dyslexic. So she said, "Oh, you need to get up and say something." Okay, no problem. Go, do what you need to do. So she went to do what she had to do, and me and my friend, we were thinking what we were going to say. And he's like, "Okay, you do it." I was better at those things. At least...
So
we thought so at this moment.
Uh-huh.
So everyone's gathered already. The major is there. All the people are there, and everyone is getting up. And teachers of those groups, they prepared those people what they had to say. So they get up, all this full card, of the presentation, like, oh, thank you because we were able to go on this tournament, blah 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 blah. Thank you very much. We were able to compete with all those people, blah 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 blah. And then it comes to me, and I'm like, well, thank you for this program, because people with our retardedness can have a chance to be normal again. And there is a silence after me. There is a silence. And some other teacher came and like after this whole thing was like, hey, who told you that? Who told you to tell that? No, me. Why did you say that?
Do we need to like sit you down and discuss with you that it's okay to have dysgraphia and doesn't mean you have a mental disability? Or
the word for retarded in Polish is slightly different, but it's.
So it's I think it's almost exactly the same in that you don't say it anymore. It has very negative connotations. It's really an ugly word. It suggests there's something wrong with you. Like,
but it could be applied to the dyslexic people. But it is a form of retardedness, or not?
No, I don't think so.
I'm still on the fence with that.
I don't think so.
So many years later, I'm still insecure.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just like a different way your brain works. It's like, no, it's not. Don't worry.
So that was my last public
But you write
appearance.
in a way that's appalling. That's true. He writes all the letters from the bottom. It's just you don't want to witness it happening.
Thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day. If you liked it, please subscribe. Thank you again for recommendation. For helping me finding the correct video.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next one.
Bye.